Hello everyone, this is Mutum Silpa Devi, Assistant Professor, Department of Human Development, Avinasi Lingam Institute for Home Science and Higher Education for Women, Coimbatore. Welcome to the MOOC Module 27, Guiding Principles and Suggestive Developmentally Appropriate Practices for 3 to 6 years, Part 1. Developmentally appropriate practices in early childhood care and education can be defined as ways of teaching that is coordinated with the children's developmental domains and their milestones, which enable children to engage in learning experiences attuned to their interests, age, experience, and ability to help them attain challenging but attainable goals. This type of teaching and learning practices is crucial in ECCE not only to achieve the optimal learning and total development of the children, but to avoid educational hazards of pressurizing children to perform beyond their developmental limit or educating them only on literacy skills, neglecting the developmental domains. The primary developmental areas are physical, cognitive, and language and socio-emotional, which should be the focus and objectives of any types of early childhood care and education. So in this module, let us understand the guiding principles and strategies to develop developmentally appropriate practices in ECCE. This module will be covered by 3 self-learning videos. In the first learning video, the learning outcome of the first video is comprehend the concept of developmentally appropriate practice, understand the guiding principles of developmentally appropriate practice for an effective early learning. So let us see what is developmentally appropriate practices. The developmentally appropriate practice is intentional teaching, which is carefully planned, grounded in the scientific understanding about the developmental level of the children. A practitioner is intended to teach. The main aim is to bring the children to their maximum potential in terms of their cognitive, physical, social, and emotional development. Effective learning, early childhood educators understand what are the typical developmental milestones of each age and stages of child's spectrum of development, which also being aware of individual differences. The educator gets to know each child individually so that they can build on a child's previously acquired knowledge, skills, developmental level, and their interests and address the full range of abilities each child brings to the learning environment. Now, the guidelines for the developmentally appropriate practices in early childhood care and education is mainly focused on early childhood practitioners as well as the educators, since they are the viable medium for developmentally appropriate practice to be effective. The following are the guidelines for an effective developmentally appropriate practice. The first one is early childhood educators are responsible for fostering the caring learning community through their teaching to enhance the development and learning of the children. Second one is educators should continuously gather information about the children in a various ways and regulate each child's development and learning to make lesson plans which help children progress. Next one is early learning teachers take responsibilities for the transition of curriculum through teaching in ways that are geared to children's development of general to specific. Thus, it should focus on following the predictable sequences which children attains specific concepts, skills, abilities, and by building on their previous understanding and experiences. Teachers should also plan for their learning experiences that can be effectively implement a comprehensive curriculum so that children accomplish key goals across the spectrum of the development, that is physical, social, emotional, and cognitive, and across the discipline also, that is language, literacy, including English acquisition, mathematics, social studies, science, arts, music, physical education, and health, etc. Then educators should arrange first-hand meaningful experiences that are creatively and intellectually stimulating to the children, which provide the opportunities for children's exploration and investigation, actively engagement and sustainable involvement. It can be done by providing a wide varieties of materials, challenges and ideas that are worthy for children's attention. Educators should also present children with opportunities to make meaningful choices with the varied activities, minimum assistance and guidance to those children who are not yet able to make good use of such provisions. Educators should provide interactions, experiences, again and materials to enable children to engage in play that allows them to challenge their boundaries to the fullest and practice their newly acquired skills to enhance their imagination, language, interaction, self-regulation skills, etc. Educators of developmentally appropriate practice should possess an extensive repertoire of skills and strategies to effectively promote each child's learning and development at any given moment. Such skills include ability to adjust curriculum, the activities and materials to ensure full participation of all the children. The educators should provide problem-centric activities and inquisitive interaction to stimulate children's analytical thinking and extending their learning. Educators should also present novel experiences and introduce stimulating ideas, problems, experiences, or hypotheses to extend the range of children's interest and the scope of their thinking thoughts. The educators should be able to adjust the complexity and challenges of activities to suit children's level of skills and knowledge. The complexity of challenge should increase as the children gain more and more competence and understanding. Educators should use various strategies to develop children's conceptual understanding, including intensive interview and conversation that encourage them to reflect on and revisit their experiences. Educators should also recognize and respond to the needs of different levels of children's skill and individuality, as well as differences over time. Educators should include scaffolding in a variety of contexts, not only in the planning of learning experiences, but also in the play, daily routines, and outdoor activities. Such scaffoldings can take a variety of forms. For example, giving the child a hint, adding a clue, and then modeling the skills and adapting the materials and activities as such. Then educators should understand that each major learning format or context, that is large group, small group, learning centers, routines, etc., has its own characteristics and function and values, and carefully decide about which learning format is best for helping children achieve the desired goal given the children's age, development, abilities and temperament, etc. So I hope with this short video you would be able to understand the concept of developmentally appropriate practices and guiding principles of the same DAP for the early childhood care and education educators or facilitators. In the next two videos, we will be focusing on the strategies to promote this DAP in early learning classrooms. Thank you.